Today, our government is issuing warnings about a cyber attack. What does that mean? Preparation, not panic. Top U.S. cyber official asks Americans to look out for Russian hacking efforts. And President Joe Biden says the magnitude of Russia's cyber capacity is fairly consequential, and it's coming. What would it target? Well, our energy sector says that they have the capability for attacking America's biggest bank and electric utilities. Let's focus on the electrical grid. When it comes to the electrical grid, Homeland Security focuses on two types of attacks, cyber warfare and EMPs. But the results are the same, so let's look. The EMP Commission states that should significant parts of the electrical power infrastructure be lost for any substantial period of time, they believe that the consequences are likely to be catastrophic and many people will die for the lack of basic elements necessary to sustain in life. It would affect the distribution of oil and gas, telecommunications would collapse, as would all finance and banking. Also, the purification of water and the removal of wastewater and sewage. I lived through that in the Texas freeze. Once the power went out, there was no more running water and you could not get gas at a gas station. But with a widespread electrical outage, food production would also collapse. That's because while in the 1900s, 40% of us lived on farms, that percentage is now 2%. And it's through technology only that 2% can feed the other 98% of the population. And while there is a typical 30-day perishable food supply at regional warehouses, most would be destroyed with the loss of refrigeration. And in a concerning report by Homeland Security, it's estimated that 90% of the American people would not survive a prolonged electrical grid collapse. And intelligence reports are saying that Russia is planning a cyber attack on our nation's electrical grid. So how do you stay prepared and not scared? Having non-perishable food, a source of water or a way to filter water, a way to stay cool or warm, depending on the weather, and some way to protect yourself. When I prep for electrical outages, I like to think of it as indoor camping. What would I take if I was on a camping trip? You have no power in a tent, right? So I try to get the stuff that I would take with me there, along with some extras like protection and a way to filter water, like water filtration straws. There's also water filtration tablets. You also need a way to manage waste because you don't want to waste your water flushing the toilet. You can make a composting toilet at home. It requires a 5-gallon bucket and some composting material like peat moss. Talking about preparation is what I do on my channel. So in the coming days, I'm going to be talking about each one of these topics in detail so that you can be prepared. You don't need to panic. You just need to get ready. Preparation is not panic buying. It's not hoarding. It's getting things slowly over time so that if a crisis happens, that you already have the stuff that you need to handle it. Prepping prevents panic. So if you're not a prepper yet, maybe it's time to start.